Hey everyone, welcome to another YouTube video with exercises for injuries. My name's Kaya, I'm a yoga instructor, and today we're going to go through 5 yoga poses you can do at home to help relieve SI joint pain, so sacroiliac joint pain. So I'm sure many of you are very familiar with this, but it's that pain in that sacroiliac joint between the sacrum and the ilium. You've got 2 joints like that, so it's probably going to be more pronounced on one side. It's kind of in that spot where you might have dimples in your lower back. So we're going to go through 5 different poses that you can do, help relieve that pain and kind of reset, realign the SI joint. So ideally, if you have a yoga block, that's a great thing that we're going to use in a couple of the supported postures. But if you don't, I'm going to use a pillow, something more likely that you'll have a pillow at home than a yoga block. But if you've got a block, definitely try that out. It might take some adjusting, figuring out where it works to have the block, but definitely worth, if you can go pick up a yoga block or use one from maybe your studio or gym or something. It can be a really great tool, especially for low back stuff. So first thing we're going to do, come down to our mats. And our first exercise or movement is going to be bird dog. So to do that, we come onto all fours. We're stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And then bird dog is lifting opposite arm and opposite leg up and coming back down and switching. So to make it a little bit more difficult, instead of coming down each time in between, you can lengthen out. Maybe bring that knee and elbow close together. So what this is doing is we're strengthening the muscles around the SI joint. We're working on, strong glutes, strong low back, so we can support around that joint, because weak muscles around a joint, just like a knee joint, let's say, that's going to lead to problems and injury. So we're also working on good posture here. Working on core strength. Core strength is important for everything. So with this one, maybe you inhale out, exhale down, doing about 10 of those on each side. So next thing that we're going to come into is a supported bridge. So this is where you can grab a block if you have one. I'm going to just use a pillow, but a block, because it's more firm, it's a perfectly even surface, that can be really useful for the SI joint specifically, because it can help reset and realign that joint if it's kind of resting on a flat, even surface. But this can, using a pillow can be super restorative, super nice, and give your low back what it needs. So we're going to come into a bridge pose. So coming onto the back, feet are flat on the floor. And then normally in a bridge pose, right, we bring our hips all the way up. It's more of a workout. We're going to do a nice restorative bridge. So I'm going to bring that pillow or block underneath the flat part of my low back, which is the sacrum, and it's going to support it from there. And so if you've got a block, what it can do is actually help the sacrum and the ilium to kind of come back into alignment that it may have come out of from different activities that you might be doing. So from here, you can always stack up more pillows, or if you have a block, play around with which edge you have the block on. But we don't want to come into any pain in the low back. We don't want to risk anything, popping or going in the wrong place. And then option here is to bring your heels out to the side and then toes in, and then your knees can fall in, and you can completely release the legs so that this becomes completely passive. And this can be something that you just hang out here and take, 10, 20, 30, whatever, deep breaths, and just stay here. And even if you don't feel like much is going on, it doesn't mean that it's not helping and it's not gonna be a useful thing to do long term. So just hanging out here. If you've got a block, it's probably going to feel a little bit more intense, especially depending on how high up you have your block. All right, so then from here, what we're going to do is lengthen one leg out long and pull one knee in. So again, you're probably going to feel this more on one side, on more so in one SI joint, depending on what knee is bent. And you can even play around with lifting that other leg and even moving it in and out. So maybe you find a spot where you're like, yep, that's where I need to hang out, that's where I need to stretch or strengthen. Spending about 10 deep breaths, pulling one knee in, and then switch onto the other side. Same thing, maybe play around with moving that bottom leg around. Good. All right, so next we're gonna move that pillow to the side and we're gonna come into frog pose. So what this is coming onto your belly, and then we're bringing that knee, picking a knee, bringing that up to this, out to the side. And then this is where if you want, you could, if you want to support that knee, you could. If you want to use maybe a pillow for the head. And so we're kind of, we're releasing the muscles around the SI joint here in that bent leg. And that's just giving them a chance to chill out, kind of reset. So an option here too, if you want to bring a bit of a side bend in, is to walk your upper body towards the side that the knee is bent and bring a little bit of a side bend, side stretch into it as well. So again, with this one, don't worry if you don't feel a lot going on, because this one is mainly to release the muscles. So giving your hip flexors and stuff like that a chance to chill out. So again, about 10 deep breaths, because we're really kind of coming into more restorative poses here. Then you'd switch. Same thing, maybe walk that upper body over a little bit. All right, so for the last one, rolling onto your back. Again, you might want a pillow or a block for this one. We're gonna come into a spinal twist. We're gonna do a really gentle one. So all we're gonna do, come back up with those feet planted on the floor, and we're just gonna let the legs fall out to one side. So this is where, if the legs don't come all the way to the side, you could support them. You could even put a pillow between the knees. So I've got some knee issues in this knee. It kind of hurts to have it torqued to the side. So I might stack a few pillows between my knees so that I don't have that torque pulling on my knee joint. And then arms can come out to a T. And if you feel like it in the neck, if it feels okay in the neck, you can gaze opposite to the side of the knees. So again, 10 deep breaths here. And then you'd slowly bring those knees back through center, let them fall the other way. Maybe you support the knees again, or anything that needs support. You can even bring a pillow or a bolster underneath the side of the back that's lifting. So again, nice release here for the low back. And 10 breaths there, and then you're all done. So make sure you don't rush through those, take your time. So those are 5 yoga poses that you can go through to help relieve some of that SI joint pain. I hope that you try them out and that they're helpful. If they are, please leave us a comment down below, let us know, like the video, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel. Last thing, if you're looking for any more information, just free good info, you can check out exercisesforinjuries.com. There's a search bar, you can enter in whatever your injury, pain, maybe it's a nutrition related question. There's almost, I think, 2,000 posts on our site. So there's bound to be something that can help you out with whatever you're wondering about. But yeah, definitely leave us a comment if you have any questions or you found this useful. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in another video. Bye.